You know what's funny? People think the hardest job in Hollywood is being a child actor. Wrong. It's being Kanye West's wife. Imagine waking up every morning and wondering, am I wearing clothes today? Not because you forgot, because your husband has a vision, and somehow that vision always ends with you looking like you lost a fight with a roll of transparent plastic. Normal couples argue about where to eat. These two argue about whether fabric is an unnecessary social construct. Here's the thing about Kanye, he doesn't just date women, he launches software updates, version 1.0. Delete personality, install aesthetic, restart. Every relationship starts looking less like romance and more like an Apple keynote. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Woman OS, now with 30% less color, 40% less speaking, and absolutely no pockets, because pockets suggest independence. Have you noticed something? Every time Kanye appears in public, he's dressed like a post-apocalyptic security guard. Meanwhile, his wife looks like she accidentally walked out before the video game finished rendering her outfit. It's almost impressive. One person looks ready to survive nuclear winter, the other looks like she lost a bet. Celebrity couples usually coordinate outfits. Kanye coordinates headlines. You don't remember what restaurant they went to. You remember asking yourself, is that legally considered clothing? For Kanye, it's branding. Nike has swooshes, Apple has bitten apples, and Kanye has confusion. Think about it. The average husband says, honey, you look beautiful. Kanye probably says, honey, can you look more existential? Can you become the physical embodiment of architectural minimalism? And somehow she says yes, that's the real mystery. Not Kanye, the confidence. This man wakes up every morning with the self-belief of a medieval king. If confidence could generate electricity, California's energy crisis would be over. The man has never had an uncertain thought in his life. He doesn't second guess, he reinvents reality. Most people ask, what should I wear? Kanye asks, what if shirts are propaganda? Dude, that's a completely different operating system. Being married to someone like that must be exhausting. Every grocery trip becomes performance art. Every airport becomes fashion week. Every paparazzi photo becomes another global debate. Not because of politics, not because of music, because everyone is trying to answer one simple question. Why the fuck are you still in that relationship, Bianca? And the funniest part, nobody ever gets an answer. Imagine explaining your life to your grandmother. So what does your husband do? He's a rapper. Oh, wonderful. And sometimes he dresses me like an unfinished marble statue. Come again? Relationships are supposed to make life easier, split the bills, support each other, grow together. Meanwhile, you're standing barefoot in Italy wearing what appears to be optimism and duct tape.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Here's the uncomfortable truth. Celebrity isn't about privacy anymore, it's about spectacle. The louder the spectacle, the stronger the algorithm hugs you back. People say they're doing it for attention, and of course they are. Attention is the only currency that increases when everyone complains about you. Every angry tweet, every reaction video, every headline, it's free advertising. You don't have to be loved, you just have to be impossible to ignore. That's why outrage is the greatest marketing department ever invented. Nobody remembers the celebrity who dressed normally. Everyone remembers the couple that made airport security question reality. But here's where it becomes almost philosophical. We laugh because it feels ridiculous, yet millions of people voluntarily participate. Click, comment, share, repeat. Who's really performing, them or us? Celebrity culture is like a magic trick. The magician waves one hand while the audience willingly empties its pockets. Except the currency isn't money, it's attention. And attention is the most expensive thing you own. You're spending pieces of your life discussing someone else's outfit. Think about that. 8 billion people on Earth. Somebody's discovering a cure for a disease. Somebody's climbing Everest. Somebody's inventing clean energy. Meanwhile, we're zooming into paparazzi photos asking, is that latex? Humanity is cooked. The funniest part isn't Kanye, it isn't his wife. It's that we're all somehow involved. And we became unpaid extras in a reality show nobody asked to audition for. Imagine aliens arriving tomorrow. What defines human civilization? Well, we've built satellites, we've decoded DNA, we've landed robots on Mars, and yesterday 30 million people debated whether one billionaire's wife was technically wearing pants. Fantastic, great first impression. Maybe that's Kanye's greatest artwork. Not the albums, not the fashion, not the headlines. Maybe the masterpiece is proving that people will stare at absolutely anything if you make it weird enough. That's performance art. or a social experiment, possibly both. The most humiliating part for Bianca is probably not even wearing bizarre outfits, not being photographed, not becoming a meme. It's realizing your life slowly transforms into content. Every walk, every vacation, every dinner exists for strangers to argue about. That's not fame. That's renting your identity to the internet. And maybe that's why we're all fascinated, because deep down everyone wants attention, just not that much attention. There's a line between being noticed and becoming public property. Celebrity erased that line years ago, so next time you see another viral paparazzi photo, before you comment, before you laugh, ask yourself one question: who's actually being watched, them or you? Because while you're staring at celebrities, someone else is measuring how long you stared. And unlike the outfit, that's not satire, that's business.